Oh, hello, I'm Taha Photo. What's your name? What's going on, guys? Taha Photo here. Listen, today we are talking about the recession. It's getting kind of serious, but we can definitely do things to tighten our budgets and make the most of this downturn. Okay, so we're in a recession, and it's not just for photographers, it is literally across the board for everybody. Whatever money you were making last year, you're definitely not making this year. Inflation's crazy, gas is crazy, film is crazy, everybody's being affected. I mean, me personally, I could tell since like January of this year, the clients that I had last year is just, they're either not calling me as much, or when they do call, their budgets are much lower. So the market crash of 2008, that's kind of when the creator economy started. It was really small, but apps like Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Google search, just all these online platforms and social media in general was at its infant stage. If you really break it down, since 2008, there has not been a creator economy crash. It's just kind of skyrocketed the whole time if you think about it. So it was inevitable that at some point it would hit us. With that said, what can we do as photographers, creatives, entrepreneurs to tighten our belts, sustain and maintain, and still stay creative in this downturn? Let's talk about it. Okay, so tip number one, stop spending on your photography right now. So that means no new gear, no used gear, and you gotta sustain that for at least 6 months. But why? Well, the reality is there's only two groups, okay? Needs and wants. And in an economic downturn, the things you need to be a photographer, whether that's what you do for a living or if this is a passion hobby, you don't need a new lens, you don't need a new camera, and you don't need to buy more lenses and more cameras and more tripods. Make do with what you have. In 6 months, we reassess and then do the same thing. And that's like basically a year, because some of these downturns, some of these recessions can take up to 12 to 18 months, 24 months. That's 2 years. What are you gonna do? You don't want to be dropping cash without money coming in. And even if money's coming in, it's not the same money that you were getting last year or the year before for most people. So the reality is you got to tighten your belt, but you're going to make do with what you have. Needs versus wants. Think about it. Tip number two, piggybacking off of tip one, less is more. Sell what you do not use. Now, sometimes as creatives we say, oh, I need that lens, I need 3 prime lenses for these portraits. But then if you actually document how much you use it or how much one stays in your bag, that tells you right away that you definitely don't need 3 lenses, you need 1 lens. Even that backup lens does not get the same love. So let's go back to the basics. Let's go back to what we really need. Whether you're doing street and you're in between a 35 and a 28, stick to 1, and any excess fat has got to go. So that's basically like you're making money in a recession, right? You're gonna sell some of your extra gear. If you got 3 tripods and you know that you only bring 1 in the bag every time, be honest with yourself. You'll see right away that you can make quite a few dollars off of the equipment you have. And if I think about it, a lot of times when we do this, what's in my bag, it should be what's in my bag, finish the sentence, that I actually use. A lot of times you go into that bag and you don't touch the stuff in there. You bought it all, you dropped all that cash when things were good, and you feel like it's like a backup. Oh, just in case. Use what you have, utilize that to its full potential, and any excess fat has got to go. Okay, so that brings us to tip number 3, where we get a little bit innovative, a little bit more creative, and that is lean on digital and ration out your film rolls. So the first part, lean on digital. What does that mean? Well, you already have your digital camera. In this day and age, even if you shoot a ton of film, say 99% of your shoots are with film, you still probably have access or have a digital camera around. Now, it's up to you to be creative and innovative with that camera, but you will save money immediately because you do not have to pay for film. So that brings me to the film side of things. First off, film is ridiculously, outrageously overpriced. That's a crazy sentence. And I don't know why. It's like these companies begged for people to love their product as much as they do now. So many people are into film and the prices are crazy. They're just skyrocketing. I don't get it. Do you want people to get into the art form or not? Do you want them to start using film or not? If you can't afford it, they're gonna go back to digital. That's just what it is. Money out of their pocket, real money, will affect people. Anyways, that's the little rant. By the way, I'm so fortunate that I bought a ton of color and black and white last spring, so spring 21, and it was still kind of overpriced. But you know, I went to the Walmarts of the world, whatever, Downtown Camera, I bought in bulk, some online. I bought expired film for pretty cheap, not thinking that it was gonna be super hard to find film or afford film, but I was doing it more because I was just hype and I just wanted to get my hands on as much cheap film as possible. So what do I mean when I say ration? I know, ration, the word ration. Just hear me out. Get your notebook out, get your little notepad out, get your keynotes out. You got a roll of 36, right? You got 36 frames. If you divide that by 4, that's about 9 frames per mini roll. At frame number 9, when you're done, put, roll 2, frame 10. This way you can get about 4 shoots. Some of those medium format cameras are literally 8 frames or 9 frames or 10 frames. So this is not new in the film world, but you're rationing it out. You still get a full shoot out of it, especially if you're leaning in on portraits and so forth. Street photography, same thing, no different. You want to ration out those rolls, and black and white tends to be a little bit cheaper, so there you go. Grab some black and white. But we're trying not to spend. But if we do spend on film, it's going to be the money that we sold our used gear for. Anyway, something to think about. Alright, so there you have it. 3 tips to keep money in your pocket, generate new income from previous works, and stay inspired to get out there and shoot. P.S. Don't forget, lean in on digital. Ration out your film until those prices go down or unless you find a crazy deal. And of course, if you have any other amazing ideas or ways to save money in this economic downturn, please share it in the comments below. We love that. We want everybody to help each other. So until the next video, stay creative and believe in yourself. Peace.